How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. Triple IPA time. Don't do these that often. More specifically, I typically don't do these from beer I purchased myself in the form of Equilibrium Brewing. It's their Super Fractal Julia set. No idea what Julia set means. I don't think there's a hop named Julia. So, yeah, I'm sure there's some Equilibrium science nerdery reason for it, as per all their beers. This is a 10.5% triple IPA. I don't think there's any kind of lactose or anything like that. It's just a kind of, I assume, kind of jacked up version of Fractal because it's Super Fractal. And this be 2 days old in a can. Yeah, what can I say? That's fresh. So, Equilibrium. I have not been there. Criminally, I have not been there in quite some time. I actually have not, well, technically I visited today, but I haven't been to the new spot that they opened. I just haven't had time to go up there. I've been super busy. And today we're doing the whole COVID social distancing thing, and I went to not a state park, a national park. It just so happened that it wasn't too far away from Equilibrium, so I did a little online ordering, curbside pickup. I come home, I review beers. Label-wise, it's cool. It's got fractals on it, so I'm not going to get pooped on it, but, you know, it's hippie stuff right there, son. Oh, I actually like the label. I'm not going to... Trying to be funny. And that's got, you know, a rich orange to it. It's not super soupy haze. It's not turbid. It's not stick spoon it, stick straight up kind of stuff. But you can tell there's a beefy beer behind it because that malt bill's quite large. At least you can tell based off of the color. So, yeah. Let's see if we get a nose. Yeah, I mean, there's really not a ton there. There's like an orange. It's like orange and peaches and berries had a baby in a fruit juice, but it wasn't overly sweetened. Like, it's not all that aggressive on the nose. It's not super sweet. It's not super bittering. It's just a little bit of that kind of soft, kind of fruit juiciness. Not even essentially fruit. That's why I'm saying fruit juiciness. That kind of blend. Some berry, some orange, some peach. Done. Again, sweetness, bittering, not really much to speak of there. Pretty minimal nose, but I'm going to sit here and say that's kind of an MO when it comes to some of these bigger triple IPAs. You know, 10% you'd assume would be bigger, but we'll see what's what. Cheers. First things first. Classic Equilibrium mouthfeel. You usually don't get mouthfeels like this at these high ABV double-digit IPAs without lactose being involved. This has that soft Equilibrium water nerdy kind of treatment to it. There is a bit of heat to it. There is a little sharpness to it, so that kind of tempers that softness a little bit there, which actually makes it immensely more impressive that you still retain that softness while having that sharpness. It's sweet, but not overly sweet. Bittering is there. It comes off a little bit green, a little bit rindy, nothing too crazy. That fruit juice definitely elevates to a little bit sweeter to it, and definitely comes off as a juicy juice, kind of berry blend, berry, citrus, peach kind of blend, kind of juicy juice, done and done. It's the antithesis of what I really do enjoy about beers. Here's the thing. This is where I really like to try to iterate. There's a difference between a beer being good versus a beer I really enjoy. I think this is really well made. I think this is going to be a lot of people's, like, wheelhouse jams. But where my loyalties lie, and the reason why I don't almost ever buy any kind of fucking triple IPAs is you're getting your impact to ABV tends to be off. There's exceptions to the rule. When they did Straight Outta Laboratory for the first time, that beer was bonkers, and I believe that was like 10.5%, 11%. There's exceptions to the rule, but more often than not, I've had this beer, and I've had this beer at 6.5%. I don't need it at 10.5%. And that's kind of where my personal kind of loyalties lie. Again, that's me. That's why I don't rate beers. That's why I don't talk about it. I just talk about what I like. So when I'm saying these things about these beers, you got to appreciate that I'm talking about where I dig this beer, where I like this beer. And for me, it's a share beer. It's a beer, share it with 2 or 3 people. Try it. let's move on to the next one. To drink like a couple of these would be danger, Will Robinson. But even a whole can of this can be a little bit hard to put down for me, just because it's not a bad beer. It tastes good. It's not offensive. Blah blah blah. But I can get relatively similar. I don't want to say exact because that's wrong. Relatively similar flavor profile and impact. That's something that has, give or take, about 4% less alcohol. That's where I like the beer to be. So that's it. It's really tasty, really well done. Probably one of the better. Let's put it this way: it is one of the better, if not one of the best. Let's cut to that. Is it one of the better triple IPAs I've had? It's like it's not one. It is one of, if not one of the best, double-digit core 4, no lactose involved IPAs that I've had in recent memory. It's good. It's tasty. It's fantastic. Besides that little sharpness from heat and stuff like that at the beginning on the first sip or two, there's really a great beer in there. It's just I hang my head on that ABV, so it kind of keeps it out of that just awesome beer realm and just best for its category realm. Value and availability, I want to say it's like $20 for a 4-pack. It's kind of how these beers roll nowadays, so it is what it is. And leave you with, if you like what we like this. If you like new school hazies and you like them to be higher in ABV, that's it. I mean, it's really well done. New school hazy. It just happens to be 10.5 instead of 6.5. So if you like your beers, well, a lot of people like their beers in that direction to be higher in ABV. If that's you and you like the new school stuff, this is not going to disappoint you in any form or fashion. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive. Want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice little hazy right now. Itty bitty one. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.